seriously, one of these days I'll film a vlog where I've washed my hair and it looks good. Like, I promise you, I don't, well, generally I do look like this. I'm Katie and this is Decluttering Motherhood, the series that talks about things that maybe other people just don't cover, or just talking about them from my perspective, which hopefully is a real perspective, one that you can relate to too. So I was thinking about what to talk about today, and I was going to talk about like what I eat in a day and things like that, because I really like watching those videos for inspiration, but I wasn't organised enough to do that, so that'll have to come another week, because a couple of people have noticed that I've lost weight, so I wanted to share with you what I've been doing, and it's some sort of miracle, so keep an eye out for that one. And then I was going to talk about the fact that I feel really tired, and I thought, well, that'll just be really boring because, you know, we're all tired. So I just sort of sat here for a bit and just thought, what am I going to talk about? I really need to plan ahead, but I quite like doing them sort of like off the cuff. So basically, I thought I would open up to you and share a little insight into what has been going on with me recently. Because as you will know, if you've been following my vlogs for the last, I don't even know when I like broke down a few months ago, and said that I was struggling. A lot of people came forward and said they were struggling too, and that's what inspired me to carry on this series of being honest with you and sharing my thoughts as a mum, and just as a mum, and I haven't really addressed where I've come on since that point. So if you go back and watch that video, and I'll pop a link to it, if I remember to even put them in. I'm terrible about actually adding them in, so always say like, what's the link, if I forget. So yeah, I basically just said that I was struggling and that I just wasn't coping. I was miserable. I didn't know who I was as a person. And I think that's something that everyone can relate to. When you become a mother, you become a mother, and that's all you are. But it isn't all you are. It just feels like that's all you do. You're just completely like self-absorbed, or like baby absorbed. I don't even know. And so you just, you know, I would get up in the morning and not even know what I wanted to wear. And so I went down this path of trying like self-discovery almost. So I was trying to spend more time like finding myself, like reading, and I read some amazing books, which I will try and remember what they were and link them below. Or it wasn't even books, it was posts. I googled it and I found some posts, so I'll try and find them. And then the more I was reading, and the more I felt like I should be getting better, I should be feeling better, and I did to a certain extent. I went out and I treated myself some new clothes, and it did make me feel better, but I knew there was something else, and it was only through speaking to a very good friend of mine who had recently been to the doctors, and just broken down in front of the doctor, and she like shared that with me, and I remember just coming away from that conversation and just thinking, I think I'm broken too. And it's a really difficult thing to accept, because there's so much stigma around any form of depression, whether it's postnatal depression, or I don't even know the different sorts of depression there. I know there are different types and severities, and I knew I wasn't desperately depressed, but you just know yourself, don't you? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't even realise. And actually, afterwards, I spoke to that friend again, and she said she knew that I was suffering with some form of depression or anxiety or something, but she didn't want to label me with that. She wanted me to discover it on my own. So, you know, but it is really difficult, because you don't want to be labelled at all by anybody, even yourself. You don't want to accept that. And yeah, just over the years, things that I've read or people, you know, family members have said to me, oh no, you don't want to go to the doctors if, you know, you'll be labelled, it'll go on your CV almost, you know, it's like utter ridiculous. So it took me a while, but I did go to the doctors and I cried because I'm a big old crybaby anyway, but I think it was the relief of actually going out and opening up to somebody that could help me. So I cried and she just sort of looked at me like, yeah, you should have come sooner. And we discussed various things, and I signed up to, I think it's Mood Gym, and I'll pop a link below. So it's a cognitive therapy website. So if you, like, I didn't want to go to a group or sessions, like one-on-one sessions with somebody. I'm a very close, I know I'm talking to you and the world here, but I am a very closed and private person. I don't want to sit and talk to somebody. I don't want to have to make appointments. I'm literally the worst at appointments. So the idea of just doing it myself online is great. So I'll pop a link to that, Mood Gym or Mind Gym. I think it's Mood Gym. So I signed up to that and I just discussed my options with my doctor, and she did prescribe me something, and I have now been taking that for just over a month, I think, maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I am feeling so much better. I can't even tell you, like, I can't even describe it. I just feel like completely a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and it does feel a little bit weird admitting that, and probably some family members will probably stumble across this, and it will get back to other family members, and I'll have people messaging me and things. So yeah, it's a bit much to say it, but the thing is, I want to say to you that if you feel that you are losing control, even when you aren't necessarily losing control, but if you just sit there sometimes and just think, oh, for goodness sake, and your head just, like, it feels like it's going to explode, and you just need to just go and shut yourself in a cupboard, that's probably a sign that you need to go and ask for help. It may just mean that you need to do some sort of thinking to realign your brain, or you might need something prescribed. But yeah, all of the time I just felt like I was just wanting to scream, and there were just days where I felt completely, it wasn't even miserable, I wasn't miserable with it, but I just felt completely lost, I think would be the only way to describe it. Just like I remember one day just walking around town feeling despair, like not miserable despair, but just like I didn't know what to do with myself. I just felt like there was no point in even wandering around. You know, I just needed to go back to bed, not in a miserable way, but just I can't describe it, but if this is resonating with you, those feelings aren't normal and you need to speak to somebody. And I promise you, it's not scary. It's actually just a huge relief to open up to somebody and just say, do you know what, I'm struggling and I think I need help. And just you release that and you get the help you need and you feel so much better. And I just feel happier. I mean, I filmed my new intro. What do you think about my new intro? I went on holiday last week and filmed that with my lovely friend Abby, and she put it all together for me and I love her for that. So thank you, Abby. And I think you can just see I'm just happier. I mean, I'm not saying I'm fixed, because I'm not, and you know, in a few months time I will come off of the prescription, and because it's not a long-term thing, it's literally just to try and rebalance my brain. And the thing that the doctor said to me was, if you're a diabetic, you have to take something to fix that. So it's just exactly the same. It's just realizing that your body has an imbalance and you just need to rebalance that. And there shouldn't be any embarrassment around that. But there is, and I do feel a little bit like, I've admitted something awful, but it's not. I needed help. I don't know if it was pregnancies, 3 of them, like, or just the stress or what, I don't even know, but something mismatched my brain and I just needed fixing. So I feel so much better. There are days that I still feel a little bit glum, but it's nowhere near as despairing as I was feeling. So yeah, basically the longest ramble ever, just to say that if you're feeling that way too, then it might be worth just popping along and asking for some help too. And don't feel afraid, don't feel ashamed, because you know, it's just something that happens to some of us. You know, and especially being a mum, you have so much weight on your shoulders and stress and like sleepless nights and things, and it can just make your body go a little bit wrong. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, and just to say that I am feeling better now, and that is why, is because I asked for help. And yeah, I'm hoping that in a few months time I will just feel better all on my own, and my brain will know to make the right amount of happy hormone on its own. So yeah, that is my update on me. And to all those people who messaged me, like, update me, like, hit me with how you're feeling, let me know if you are still struggling, and I will message you back and talk it through with you. I'm always happy to talk things through, because it's just having somebody to chat to sometimes, isn't it? So there's a couple of people I'm going to go and message now, just to see how they are. And if you're a new subscriber, then let me know how you are. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're struggling too? Because we're all in this together, and I want to make this a safe space for everybody to share their feelings too. So message me if you want, private message me, or comment below. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. Please do message me, because it always makes my day anyway. So that is all for me for now, because my children are probably destroying the house downstairs. So I will see you on Sunday. Remember, I am doing my meal planning with you. So if you struggle with meal planning, then come back for that. And then I will be back next Wednesday rambling on about something else for Decluttering Motherhood again. So I will see you again soon. Bye.